equipment is go ahead and have all your gear laid out. And then what we're gonna do is we are gonna have our footprint. So we'll put the tarp on the bottom, and this protects you from moisture. So you'll always wanna put that underneath your tent. And then we're gonna put our tent body on top. And then next is setting up our poles. So I went ahead and pre-prepped one. And how you put this into a tent is you're going to look for the corner, and you'll see this brass tab. It's called a grommet, and you're going to stick the end of the pole into that grommet. And you're just going to do it on the other side. It is easier with a partner, but you can definitely do it by yourself if you need to. And you'll put it in on each corner, and then your second pole will go in as well. Then you'll find that there are clips that connect to the pole, and you will go around and connect those across each pole. So let's go ahead and put the second one in as well. And the poles just snap together like this, so they're pretty easy to do. They're also easy to break if you accidentally step on them, so try not to step on your gear. Both poles, and then go ahead and clip these across. And it'll start giving you a shape of a tent. The other things to be mindful of when you're setting up a tent is where you are camping at. The ground you want to be decently flat. If you have to set up on a hill, make sure that when you are sleeping in a tent that your head is uphill so you don't wake up with a headache. And you always want to be mindful where your door is on your tent. Ideally, you don't put your door right next to a tree, so in the middle of the night, if you have to get out, you don't run into a tree. Just finished up those clips. And then the next step of putting a tent together is staking it out. So we have different stakes here. And you're gonna put these in the corners of each side of the tent. Ideally, you're gonna do one side and then stretch it out on the other so you can get your tent nice and tight. If you have trouble putting the stakes in the ground, you can get a rock and just tap it in. Put stakes on the tent in case it gets windy, especially if you ever leave your tent during the day and you know it's going to be windy. This is something you're going to want to do. It's always better to be safe than sorry, so go ahead and put those stakes in. Last but not least is the rain fly. There should be a side that has a zipper. Zippers correlate with the door. It has clips that correspond with a clip down below. You're going to want to take another stake and go ahead and pull the door out. When you stretch the door out, it creates an open space called the vestibule, and that's where you can tuck your gear in, your shoes to keep them dry at night, so you can pull them under before you go to bed. If you're wondering what this extra stuff is, in case you lose a stake, you have extra. And then these are called guy lines. If this was super windy or extremely wet weather, you can actually attach these pieces of rope to these parts of your tent and help pull it away from the tent so that moisture can fully wick off your tent and not get you wet inside. So this is there for optional use. And that concludes our tent lesson today. Hopefully you now know how to put up a tent and you have seen our tents at Touch the Earth. Thanks.